Good evening, everyone. My name is Jessica Spurtis, and I'm one of the freshman admissions advisors here on campus. Tonight we have a really exciting hour. You have the ability to ask us questions through your little G-chat bar, and we have two professors with us joining today and a current student. So if the three of you would like to introduce yourselves, that would be fantastic.
Well, I'm Sami Garas, an associate professor of accounting. I got my bachelor degree, master's degree, and PhD in accounting. In addition, I get 8 professional certification in accounting, and I've been teaching in different schools across the globe for the last 17 years, and I'm teaching accounting here.
My name is Amit Kumar, and I'm a triple major in accounting, finance, and economics. And I'm a senior now at SUNY Plattsburgh. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mark Gultek. I'm a faculty member in the hospitality management program. I've been a professor at School of Business and Economics for 16 years now. I also chair the hospitality management program.
So throughout this presentation today, you are all more than welcome to ask any questions throughout this time, and we also have some live polling questions for you throughout the presentation as well. And we're actually going to start we'll start right now and get the ball rolling. So our first question for everyone to answer is, why are you interested in joining today's event? And your options are, you all may get a kick out of this, we have it fit into my schedule, my distance to campus, so we may have some folks quite a ways from here, the ability to talk with faculty and staff. I wanted to stay in my pajamas. It's there. I've been doing a lot of travel this week, and it's been Spirit Week, so Monday was pajama day, and then all of the above. So we're going to give you just a couple more seconds, and then I'll go ahead and end that polling. So it looks like a lot of folks are joining today because of the distance from home. So I think that Amit can attest to that coming from Pakistan. We were talking right before our presentation today to see how the weather felt. But Amit, how do you feel being away from home in Plattsburgh?
I actually feel great. When it was my freshman year, I was kind of homesick and all that. But as time went by, as a freshman, you'll be living on campus. So on campus, we have great resources. We have RAs, and I'm currently an RA as well. And what thrived me to be an RA was how they're here for you. If there are any problems, if you're having trouble adjusting, culture shocks and all that stuff, they guide you through it. And the staff here, the faculty, they are very helpful. They're always there for you to talk to. They have good amount of office hours, and they're always willing to talk. So I actually feel like home.
That's awesome. So to give a little bit of a general overview of the School of Business and Economics, we are internationally accredited through the AACSB. The hospitality program also has its own accreditation.
Right. We have the ACFA accreditation, which is actually the most premier in when you think about it in our field. In the world, we are one of the 65 or 70 schools that have this accreditation internationally. So that's an outside accreditation that puts additional, I think, value to the degree that students get here.
That's awesome. And an AACSB accreditation is essentially an international accreditation. So it's really that gold standard when it comes to any type of business degree. We also offer 11 majors and 11 minors, as well as an online accounting completion program. So as a lot of you are starting your college process, you may see that you could get your degree in business administration with concentrations in accounting, finance, marketing. But at SUNY Plattsburgh, they're standalone 4-year bachelor degrees. So when you graduate from SUNY Plattsburgh, your degree will be within entrepreneurship, global supply chain management. So a lot of very unique programs that are going to set you apart from a lot of your peers. Within our School of Business and Economics, there's roughly 1,065 or so full-time students. So you're going to really immerse yourselves in a lot of different cultures with a lot of different people from all over the United States as well as the world, and 37 full-time faculty members as well. Within those faculty, 5 faculty faculty have actually been recipients of the Chancellor's Award in Excellence in Teaching, which is the highest degree of excellence that you can receive. So we're very happy about those folks. So we're going to ask another question. So bear with me 1 second while I click around. And this question is, what major are you interested in? So your options are accounting, economics and finance, hospitality management, marketing and entrepreneurship, management information systems and analytics, and then supply chain management and international business. I'll give you a couple seconds. And I'll go ahead and close that poll for you. So it looks like there is a tie between accounting, marketing and entrepreneurship, management information systems and analytics, and hospitality management. So right now I'm going to pull up all of the different programs of study that students have the ability to select at SUNY Plattsburgh. And I think one of the best people that can really talk about those programs is Amit right now being a major within 3 programs. So do you want to talk a little bit about the programs that you're studying? Sure.
So to reiterate, I'm a triple major in accounting, economics, and finance. And so just to give you a gist of how competitive it is, this past summer I interned in Chicago at Options Clearing Corporation. And there I was interning with other interns from different colleges like Yale, Harvard. And I had the same knowledge as them as well. And it was competitive to a point that I was able to use all the knowledges and all the things that I've learned in classes here at SUNY Plattsburgh. And I was able to use that into my work there. And also, the best part is if you're an economics major and you are trying to do finance, you could take 6 or 7 more classes and you can have both degrees. And you can really leverage that to take up more majors if you want to do more than just one while you're here.
And one of our students asked, how easy is it to be able to do a double major or a triple major and still graduate in 4 years?
So I've been taking 21 credits every semester since I got here. There was one semester when I took 18 credits, but that is because I'm doing 3 majors. But if you were to do 2 majors, I feel like you could take 18 credits every semester. And with that course load, you could still graduate within 4 years. And 18 credits is, it gives you still enough time to, if you plan on working on campus, if you really manage your time well, you still are left with some time to still go out and have, I don't know, go for a movie over the weekend. So it's really about time management. I feel like I found that balance after my first semester and was able to accumulate that. And advisors and professors here actually can help me with that. I know Dr. Gaber is my advisor here, who's the chair of the accounting department, and I would go meet him once a week, and he would help me set up my classes. So in my second semester, I knew what classes I was taking every semester till I graduate. So I had my whole plan laid out in my second semester already. So it's really, if you plan it ahead, and you could set it up and graduate within 4 years with 2 majors easily.
And as professors, how often do you see students declaring majors, and what are some different pairings that you frequently see within your students?
We actually see that quite often. I can tell you from a personal experience that marketing is one of the areas that we see a lot in common with hospitality management. We also see global supply chain management being part of a minor or maybe double major option with hospitality. You know, when you think about hospitality industry, we were talking about the world's largest industry in terms of its employment potential, in terms of amount of revenue generated. Literally any city that you choose in the world, you pick up and go and you want to live in, you will find some employment opportunity, especially those that are trained in the hospitality industry will easily find employment in management positions. So we're looking at an industry here that has a lot of different areas of potential as well as specialty areas. We see it in marketing, we see it in finance, where revenue management is a big part of hospitality industry now. So we are seeing a lot of overlap there in terms of what students can major in addition to like hospitality management, they can double major in other areas.
And of course, in accounting, there is always, a pairing between accounting and finance, accounting and economics, because they feel they are compatible and there is lots of overlapping in the classes. So those who come with, accounting major, they usually take a minor or another major in finance and vice versa, and they end up working in the same career. So whether they're working for an auditing firm or banks or any financial institutions, double major in accounting and finance is quite useful for the students who are going into the area of business in general.
Just to add to that, for those who are planning on doing accounting major and you might be interested in a CPA certification, to be CPA eligible, you need to have 150 credit hours. Usually, if after doing your undergraduate degree with 120 credits, you have to do your master's to get up to the 150 credits, then you are CPA eligible. But at SUNY Plattsburgh, if you're adding another major and taking those extra credits, within your undergraduate degree, you could get those 150 credits and sit for the certification. So that's something I thought was really cost effective for me as a student. So I've saved time that I do 150 credits within 4 years, and I save money at the same time.
Yeah. It is.
And we just got a question about global supply chain management. And essentially what that is getting goods from point A to point B faster and cheaper than your competitors. So since we're on that I-87 corridor, goods are constantly being imported and exported on a daily basis. So we're in a really unique location where students have the ability to get a lot of fantastic hands-on learning opportunities. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a couple slides from now. So here are some of the core courses that students are going to be taking within all academic programs, except for economics and hospitality management. So Sammy and Ashley, do you all kind of want to talk a little bit about the different courses that are offered within all of your different academic departments, maybe some of the more unique courses that students can take advantage of here?
Sure. Well, in hospitality management program, we do have a core in obviously hospitality management, and we always emphasize the fact that we are a management program. So we don't really have any specific focus in terms of here's a culinary. This is you're getting your degree in culinary area or hotel area. We are very broad in terms of our view of what the hospitality industry is about and what students need to find employment, because it's about potential, it's about employment opportunities. So it's a management degree specializing in the operations of any service-related, hospitality-related businesses. That's kind of our focus. But of course, we had students that took the degree and actually applied in very specific areas of the hospitality industry. So I can tell you, like, event management is one of the areas that's very kind of popular. We also have revenue management, as I said before, it's part of what's kind of newly developing area in the hospitality industry that's very popular in terms of employment potential. So we have very specific hospitality management related courses in our curriculum, in addition to some elective areas where students can specialize in different areas of their choosing. But there's also the business core that we have as our part of our degree requirements, and that is basically principles of management, principles of marketing. We have accounting 202, 201, and 202. We also have business 275. So these are all very basic level business and management knowledge that our students need so that they can build on that foundations when they get into hospitality management aspects of their careers. So it's very versatile in terms of what they can do with the degree. As we said, hospitality industry is the world's largest industry, so it is a very unique area of study if you have a passion in some aspect of, I had one student, for example, who was very interested in scuba diving. How do you bring scuba diving into hospitality industry? So that's actually a very unique story. I always tell this story because hospitality industry has a lot of these very unique, specific areas that students can actually bring their passion. So scuba diving, she became a scuba diving instructor, and then later on became recreational manager of a resort. And then she actually found the job in Germany at a military resort, of all places, U.S. military resort in Germany. So, you can actually bring your passion and kind of your interest into this industry when you're looking for employment. And that's what we work with you in terms of getting you that internship that you like to pursue. And we work with you on that one. So we kind of bring it all together, try to bring it all together so that you can find some passion in the hospitality industry that you want to work in. We kind of work with you on that one. So that's kind of how I see it.
And we had one student ask, specifically within hospitality management, do you have to do an internship in order to graduate?
There is a 600-hour field experience requirement that we have as part of our degree requirement. It's not an internship requirement. Internship is an option. You can do an internship and it goes towards your elective requirements. We do highly recommend that you do an internship. But field experience is basically work experience requirement in the hospitality industry while you're studying here. And the reason for that is because a lot of the, when you look at a lot of the opportunities, employee potential out there, employers want to see that you have some understanding at the foundation level of hospitality industry. So that actually is a great way for you to build your resume when you're including there some practical hands-on experience that you already acquired while you're studying here. So that's the whole intention behind that. And we don't really have any specific area that we say, here's how you should, where you should be learning, the foundations. It's like I said before, where your passion is. You can always bring that to your hospitality kind of background here, and we work with you on that. So there is that 600-hour requirement.
And Amit, what are some unique courses that you've had the experience to take at SUNY Plattsburgh that you may not have been able to?
I think something that gives SUNY Plattsburgh students, especially the SBE students, an edge now is the series of Excel courses and the new SQL and Python courses. I've done over 6 internships now, and something I've realized is when I first started doing internships, I didn't have much knowledge of Excel. I thought I knew Excel, but I actually didn't. If anybody asked me, hey, how good are you Excel? It's like, I'm really good, but then I would keep learning new things. And something that all the SBE courses, especially in accounting and finance, have incorporated is the use of Excel. And now we have Bloomberg Terminal as well at SBE. So in each courses that is incorporated. So like you have to go use them and get yourself familiarized with it. And that is very attractive to employers. And if you have like prior knowledge of that already before you go to the job, that is like, I don't know, that's very impressive. Like I personally got a lot of applause on that. It just became, it became so useful, all the Excel classes that I took on campus. When I was interning there, people would come to me for help, and they were working there for 4 years. And I was just there for 2 months during the summer. And I became the go-to person for them. So I think that gave me an edge, and I'm really proud of taking all those classes. And I've learned a lot during those.
So as you folks have more questions, feel free to go into that GChat toolbar, and we'll be sure to get those questions answered for you. So some of our featured facilities, a lot, we've already discussed, like the accounting lab and the Bloomberg terminals. Do you want to talk a little bit about those accounting labs for those students that are interested?
Yeah, actually, like in accounting in general, we try to structure the mindset of the student on how to prepare the financial statement of any operation. So regardless of the size of the operation, how the student can build up the financial statements, how to analyze the information, how to make budgeting, and then how to make auditing on the financial statements. In addition, we help the student to work well with the tax report here in America, to prepare the tax report whether for individual or corporate taxes, and then how to work on the Excel, as Amit said, like we give them an intensive course, which is the accounting information system, how to work on Excel and access and work with the different database and try to analyze it and make relational database that really compile all the information of marketing, HR, and all the different departments in one database, and then create report. For the labs, we have the Bloomberg lab, where a student can create their account ID, they get access to the financial statements worldwide. I myself have used the Bloomberg lab for my research, and I produce some good articles in peer-reviewed journal based on the information I derived from Bloomberg. So initially, it shows the students all the financial statements of a company, along with the stock prices simulation, so they can be at trading, even if it's not on a real time, but they have some solid data. So, and for the classes, we use it online as well, where we have the publisher supplementary material that can help the student to really work in a practical way on developing the financial statements, analyzing them, and doing all the different data analytics on that. In addition, we have the cybersecurity lab that can show the students actually what is the new techniques in hacking. It's mainly used by the management information system, but the students, they have access to the lab. They can actually know the new techniques, how to protect their company from hacking, and so on. So this is in brief what we have. And the students, they have access to work on this lab inside the campus.
And within those 600 hours for hospitality, they have the ability to work at Samuel D's.
That's right.
Starbucks.
We do have Samuel D's, which is our 100% student-run restaurant, food service establishment, where they learn foundations and principles of management, running food service management operations. And Starbucks operations is actually Monday through Friday, and we have, technically we cannot call it Starbucks operations, but we do serve Starbucks products, and it's just like working at a Starbucks. We are licensed to serve Starbucks products, and actually the actual beverages that you get at Starbucks, we actually serve those as well. So there's more of a cafe operations, which is an elective. That's very hands-on Monday through Friday. But we also have Valcor, which is a newly started initiative here to give our students more of a lodging side of hands-on experience. So this is where facility where students learn the aspects of property management system, which is computerized applications of running day-to-day operations and lodging operations. So they actually kind of get to see that from behind the scenes approach of front desk operations, reservations, registration, checkout, guest checkout, and marketing aspects, revenue management aspects. So that's kind of the hands-on part of the lodging side of our operation. So there is a lot of experiential learning possibilities there in terms of which areas students want to be focusing as far as their career potential.
And in addition to all of that, there's also an Office of Internships and Career Opportunities for specifically the School of Business and Economics students. So students have the ability to really sit down with an internship. I'm not sure if an advisor or a coordinator.
Coordinator.
But they will essentially kind of figure out the best types of internship opportunities that best suits your needs and your future. And in addition to that office, there's also the Center for Career Development right on campus that all students and alumni have the ability to utilize at SUNY Plattsburgh. So we not recently, but a couple years ago, Ausable Hall opened up. It was a $12 million building, and it's got a lot of really fun, different types of labs that have been previously mentioned. And this is really the hub of where SBE is located. For hospitality management students, they're actually often a separate building, but that's where Samuel D's is located, where that cafe is located as well. So there's a lot of very unique spaces within Ausable Hall, and I see a lot of people hanging out on that rooftop terrace every now and then. So it's a very beautiful building for our students. And that kind of makes us lead into our next polling question. And that is, and I'll go ahead and launch that polling for everyone. What unique hands-on learning opportunities would you most want to participate in? So students have the option to pick between internships and research projects, honor societies, experience learning opportunities in the classroom, which we talked about, and study abroad experiences. So I'm going to give them a couple more seconds. And I'll go ahead and end that polling. So the top two, again, this was a pretty straight split, were honor societies and study abroad experiences. So I know that I'm sure there's been many students within a lot of SPE programs that have had the ability to do these types of study abroad programs. Do you know of any students off the top of your head? I know that you briefly mentioned your scuba instructor student.
One of many, yes.
Well, like in general, the students, like in their discussion with the advisors, they usually, like suggest some place to work there. And then, like they can work it closely with the advisors, which classes they would like to take, and, how they can be transferred to their program. So I believe, there is case by case, but the door is open for all the students to study abroad, and with the arrangement with their advisor, they can do so. Yeah.
And I know I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, and kind of add to that, the international aspect of our basically curriculum here. And when we think about the majors itself, like hospitality management is an international, it's an international major, international industry. We kind of emphasize all the time about this aspect of that, and students, the need for students to be exposed to that aspect of the industry. So we had a lot of students that did their internships and also study abroad, in international locations. And so from that perspective, that's very, very important as an integral part of what we recommend, what we encourage, and what we support as part of students getting their degree. So there's definitely that opportunity and potential here. Absolutely.
And with that, there's a lot of research opportunities. So there's about anywhere between 75 to 100 different internship opportunities that a student within SPE could have the ability to utilize. And a couple examples that we have are the IBM, which is the 6-month full-time co-op, and then the UPS supply chain solutions for the Summer Olympics. So I'm not sure if any of you can touch up upon that, but I know, Amit, you have done some pretty fantastic internship opportunities. You just finished up in Chicago.
Yeah.
So you said you've done 6 internships.
Yes.
So which one has been the most rewarding that you've been able to do? No pressure.
I hope none of my employers are watching this. But I would say the most recent one was because it was a huge corporate internship for me. But to be honest, every internship had its own part. So the first one was a research internship with a professor. And in that, I learned a lot of writing skills, research skills, thinking critically. After that, I also interned at Sikorsky in their finance department. So I learned a lot of hands-on financial analysis there. And each internship just prepared me for the next one, I would say. But locally, even here, like we have Sikorsky Lightings here and a security brokerage firm. There are a lot of opportunities internally here. And if you like research, you can always do an independent study or actually make it an internship with a professor. And yeah.
I'd like to add one point here about, like the connection between the alumni and the School of Business here. That, for example, in accounting, we have the alumni that are working in the big 4 companies in auditing, along with the big financial institution, and this opened the door for most of the accounting students to make their internship in the top niche of auditing firm, as well as banks, insurance company, and even the IRS, which is a good point. It's a plus point for our students, and this can help them to be exposed not only to the local market, but to the global market. Because once you join one of these big auditing firms, it exposes you to lots of new field of accounting globally. So we are able to build up this line of internship with the auditing firm. And every semester we have some events with the alumni so that they can get to know the new students that are coming to SUNY Pittsburgh. And by doing this, they expand their network, not only for the internship, but for their future career.
I would like to add up on that. I don't know if we will talk about clubs on campus and further, but just to touch upon what was just said. I was part of Accounting and Finance Association Club, and a part of that club is through the alumni network, along with the professors. We are able to plan trips to New York City and Boston in fall and spring. And on those trips, we visit KPMG, Grant Thornton, State Street, S&P. So we visit all these big firms and actually interact with the alumni working there currently, and network with them. And a lot of students who have been club members have actually gotten jobs just by interacting with them, full-time offers. We even go to New York Stock Exchange, and we have gotten pictures with Bill Kramer right there, and we've seen the opening bell. So it's really like great when you go on these trips. And
That's awesome.
And also our hospitality management student club too. They do have their every year in November the largest show in the world, really, the hospitality show that takes place in New York City in November at the Javits Center. So our students plan a trip and go to that event and attend that event, and along with faculty. And this is where actually they get to see the pretty much the spectrum of what we're looking at in terms of from the supply end to customer service to technology to all the employers that you can actually envision in different aspects, different areas of hospitality industry. You know, you're looking at very substantial networking opportunities there, and for students to even find their future employment by talking to these individuals. So that too is very kind of similar to the accounting club's every year trip to New York City.
And that kind of segues into a question for all the folks listening, which is, what type or where would you be interested in doing your research or an internship? So they have abroad with a huge exclamation point, locally, nationally, or I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still trying to test the waters. So I'll give you a couple seconds to go ahead and answer that question. And this one was across the board. Everyone picked just about everything. And I think that that's fantastic. When I was in college, I had done 2 internships because you're not always sure. And I think that internships are a great opportunity for you to test the waters to see, what do you want to do and what do you know that you don't want to do now after you've done that internship. So they are a great opportunity for students to have the ability to really dive in feet first to see what it's like to be within a certain company. So we have a populated list that students are currently viewing of internship opportunities that we've seen a lot of our School of Business and Economics students go to. So companies like Aflac, DHL Supply Chain, IBM, Marriott, New York City's mayor office, Swarovski Lighting, as you mentioned. So they're doing just about everything. And again, you have that internship coordinator that can really find that internship that best suits all of your needs.
So we should also probably emphasize the fact that students are not really limited with the number of internships that we have available for them, even though we do have quite a bit of diversity in what we have available for them. We always try to work with students in terms of what it is that interests them, and if they find something that they see themselves doing in the future and related to their major, this is what we work with them, kind of setting that up. An internship office does that for them as well. So even though we have a lot of different options, we're not bound by any of those in terms of this is what you need to be doing. So there's a lot of potential there for students to choose from.
And we have one student asking if you've heard of what was the most unique internship that you've heard students do. No pressure.
I think they're all unique in their own way, but
actually, out of my personal experience, students in the area of accounting, when they see what they have learned in class, they see it in real life, it makes a big difference in their understanding. They truly appreciate what they cover because they really practice it in real life. And most of the people, when they go to the theoretical concept, they feel, well, maybe we will not be able to use this kind of knowledge. But when they go to the internship, the first result I can see from their faces that we were able to practice what we have covered in class. A good example is what Amit said about using Excel, that we give them every project on Excel when they take the accounting information system. When they go for internship and they really use what they covered in class, it makes a big difference in their understanding and appreciation for the knowledge base they covered in class.
A very interesting internship that a lot of my friends did. I didn't do that personally, but was at AARP, where they did taxes for like real taxes for individuals. It was a voluntary. They do taxes for free for community, and so students were actually working with CPAs and getting hands-on experience of doing people's taxes. So that I thought was really cool.
And this is, by the way, this has been awarded by the IRS.
Yeah.
There is actually the IRS representative came last week to give an award for the Dean of the College of Business because of our contribution. You know, like we have about 20 students. They did the IRS report, the individual tax report for people, helping them to make their tax report. And this was one of the internship projects, and it was awarded by the IRS. It means they acknowledge the value of our students who really finished their degree in accounting and were able to give to the community.
I think to add to that, there's definitely that element of uniqueness in each, I think, internship opportunity. And, you know, if I could just throw another example here of a student that I had in the past, and she was actually very much into interior design. She was that was kind of her passion. Mm-hmm. So she wanted to combine that with hospitality industry. And we were thinking of different ways of how she could really bring that into her studies here and how she could combine that. But the way that we could actually work with that was that when you look at hospitality businesses, hotels, restaurants, there's definitely that design element, interior design element, and she was very much into that aspect of that. Later on, she did her internship in a company that actually supplies these furniture and furnishings and equipment and all that for hospitality businesses. So she actually was employed by that, and her hospitality industry knowledge combined with her interior design passion and work experience, she found her employment in that the supply side of hospitality industry. So there's scuba diving was another interesting example. But there are a lot of different things like that. You can actually combine hospitality industry with your passion and unique. So I think there's that uniqueness in each internship. Like earlier you mentioned Olympics. We have a student that works at the Olympic Center. She's the coordinator, marketing and event coordinator there. And her passion was event planning. So she actually, her first job was work at the concession stands at the Olympic Center. And from there, she actually moved into more of the marketing aspects of event planning side. So now she's in the marketing and event planning for the Olympic Authority there in Lake Placid for the Olympic Center. So those are all kind of unique elements in internships I could give examples of.
Absolutely. And really, once you have the ability to get some internships under your belt, it really does help prepare you for not only when you graduate, but to ultimately find a job afterwards, which is really, the main goals of going to school. So the median annual wage for business and financial applicants is usually around $65,000 with a high demand for accountants and auditors. So for those that are really interested in finance and accounting, it's really on a pretty good uptick as far as different job opportunities that are available for students. And to do one more live polling question before we start to wrap things up. We have a question about careers. So where do you all see yourself in 5 or 10 years? Or what could your dream job be? So they have a budget analyst, an accountant, financial advisor, other, and I'm not sure yet. What are my options? So I'm going to give them a couple seconds. I'll go ahead and close that polling. So the majority are other, and other is totally normal because business is just such a broad degree. When I was in school, business was one of the degrees that I had majored in because it's just such a useful one to obtain. So we have populated a handful of career opportunities for students, which could be being a budget analysis or a loan officer or an accountant. But there's really a whole slew of different opportunities that students have within the business world. And I'm not sure if any of you want to chime in on any types of business or job opportunities, but Amit, what would be your, when you graduate from Plattsburgh, what is your dream job?
So before this summer, I wanted to go into auditing, purely into auditing. But after the internship that I just did, I was interning for the enterprise risk management department, and I was working with some consultants, and then explored that side of the industry and how you get to travel so much. You go from company to company, solve their problems, and so on. I think I want to be a risk consultant.
That's very good.
Yeah, we should also mention the aspect of general education here that students are in fact getting as part of their degree requirements, completing their degree. Of course, we are offering courses in their specialty area of management or business of their choosing and of their career exploration. But also the whole aspect of having a very solid general education here that prepares students for, because any job you go into, because job should be the kind of the ultimate result of the degree that you're getting here, but that all depends on having very effective skills in communication, writing, thinking skills, and all of that has to come, they all have to come together for you to in fact to be successful in your job search and job in placement. So I think as a college, the foundations here for general education is very important, and I think they do a good job in preparing our students in those critical areas that are important. Any job that you actually go into.
Absolutely. And different ways that you can think about different career opportunities aside from different internships, of course, are those different clubs and organizations that are on our campus and having the ability to do networking. So some clubs that we have are the Accounting and Finance Association, the Economics Club, the National Association of Black Accountants. So there's a handful of different clubs that are really specific towards whatever type of business program that you're interested in. And within that, there are also honor societies within the academic programs. So I'm not sure if any of you would like to touch up upon your specific honor societies and different types of events that are encompassed within them.
Well, I'd like actually to add a new thing in addition to the clubs
Sure.
here, because we are going to initiate the student chapter that belongs, is linked with the Institute of Management Accounting. So this student chapter actually is to encourage a student not only to be connected here, but to pursue their degree in accounting once they finish their study here. So for example, they become certified accountant. So we are going to start this social network by building up a student chapter that helps students not only to stand at their bachelor degree, but to move forward and go for their certification once they finish here. And this actually can give the student a plus point into their resume when they apply for a job. So this is in addition to the clubs, we are going to make student chapter with different accounting associations. First, we'll start by the IMA, but later on we might extend it. So students will be certified in different areas once they finish.
Awesome.
And we do also have the Honor Society in Hospitality Management program at a Sigma Delta, which is the honor society that is basically for hospitality management professionals, but it also requires a certain level, I believe 3.5 GPA requirement, and you get invited to that by faculty selection. So we basically become part of that, and that does involve a lot of campus involvement and also academic excellence. So there's that, definitely that aspect of the degree as well.
So we do also have some alumni outcomes just for those viewing to kind of get a feel for. So as far as different employment opportunities, they're going to Ernst & Young, Price Chopper Warehouse Cooper, they go to Marriott, Goldman Sachs. So a lot of the really big companies our alumni are definitely making their way to. And for those that are like, I think I want to go to graduate school and get my certifications and all of that really fun, fantastic things, they're going to Pace University, Hofstra, Clarkson, University at Albany, or just a couple to just name off at the top of my head. Amit, are you interested in potentially going to graduate school at all?
Not right after. but I do plan on getting some certifications while I start full-time after graduation. Maybe after 2 years. I want to attend some graduate school. Maybe I'll come back to SUNY Plattsburgh for the master's degree.
And data analytics. So for those of you that want to learn a little bit more about business, feel free to visit the United States Department of Labor Bureau of Labor Statistics at that link that's provided right there for you. But to just quickly wrap up on GPA requirements, all that super fun stuff, our middle 50% of incoming freshmen have around an 85 to a 92 high school GPA, about a 1060 to an 1180 on their SATs, or a 21 to a 25 on their ACTs. We super score, so that means we'll take the best possible combination and put it into one exam for you. For any student interested in the School of Business and Economics, they also have to take either trigonometry, intermediate algebra, or trig. So you don't have to necessarily pass any Regents exam, but you do have to pass that course itself. For any transfer students, our middle 50% of students have around a 2.6 to a 3.0 GPA, but I think for business, you need at least a 3.0 GPA. So that's something to keep on your radar. And if you are surpassing that middle 50%, you may also be eligible for some scholarships. So if you visit our website and you type in SUNY Plattsburgh Scholarship Calculator, it's going to populate you to this website where you plug in all of your information and it'll tell you exactly what you're eligible for at that point. For those that are interested in enrolling in the fall, we are a school based on rolling admission. So essentially, the sooner you apply, the sooner you'll get a response from us. So we encourage students to submit their application by December 1. For transfer students, March 1 is going to be a solid date for you. You also want to file your FAFSA by December 15th. And your deposit deadline, so when you've decided on a school, that will be May 1, and that is a national deposit deadline for all students. For those that are interested in now taking that trip, since the distance was a little tricky for all of you, we do have 2 open houses coming up. One is on Saturday, October 20th. The second is on Saturday, November 17th. You can log right onto our website, and under events, you can register for that right online. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to all of us. I definitely appreciated hearing all of your stories and information. If any of you have any questions, feel free to give our admissions office a call or send us an email. Thank you so much and have a great night, everyone. So